Something About Her is nothing about her, but it looks like it's finally about to be something. We have Kyle Richards, who's confirming her return to the Real Houses of Beverly Hills alongside Mauricio. We got Lala Kent talking about fan backlash, and we're going to get into all of it. Let's go. You're listening to No Filter with Zach Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Sorry, I was trying to fix the lighting. The lighting was a little not on the money. Well, I'm also a little tired today. I got a little Liddy City last night. I went to the Love Undercover. Got my hair. I looked like I was getting plowed in the janitor's closet 5 seconds ago. I was not. I'd just like to clarify. I was not. I did get a little Liddy City. I was like, listen, I haven't gone out. I'm not, going out and drinking every night of the week. Tonight we're getting lit. And Andy and I were celebrating the launch of the Pop Report, which if you guys have not done yet, please go and subscribe to the Pop Report. It is available on all podcast platforms. We also have a YouTube channel. You can go into my main YouTube channel and you'll see the links there. You'll see our first episode is live. Our second episode drops this Friday, and you can catch the Pop Report Wednesdays and Fridays on all podcast platforms. So go tune in, check it out. Check it out. But yeah, we went to the Love Undercover watch party. Well, was it a watch party? It was this, they had like the next like episodes, I think 4 through 7 that were streaming in the background. But it was really fun. We got to see some of the guys from Love Undercover. So cute, right? Like just such hot, hunky guys. It was a good time. We had fun. We had drinks, we had food, we saw friends, we chatted, we celebrated, and we had a good time. It was a good time. But if you have not yet watched Love Undercover, you should check it out and check out my interviews. I interviewed Lloyd and Sebastian last week, and I also interviewed Ryan and Jamie last week as well. All 4 great guys. Saw 3 of them last night. Sebastian, Lloyd, and Ryan were there. Jamie and Marco were not there. Well, Marco's like actually, I didn't realize how like big of a football star he is, but he's out there. He's doing the damn thing. He's worth like the most of all of them. So I was like, you know what, you do you, Marco. Even though none of the girls are picking him on Love Undercover, at least I've only seen the first 3-4 episodes. So we'll see. Rooting for Marco. Hopefully he finds love at the end of this. Poor Marco. Nobody wanted to choose him. Everyone wanted to choose the young bucks, but I'm like, no, you want to choose the rich. Well, I guess they don't know he's rich, wealthy, and successful, but he needs to have a bit more of a personality and put himself out there a bit more. Anyway, we have so much to talk about. So Ariana and Katie put their awning back up on Something About Her. So even though it was nothing about her, it's now becoming something again. And so they have the name up, they have the awning up, and they posted a photo saying they're 1 week away from opening. I believe they opened, what is it, May 22nd? Yeah, next Wednesday, May 22nd. So, today drained me. Oh man, I just realized I have a meeting right after this, and I literally look like a whore that just got fucked out of the janitor's closet. My hair is a hot ass mess. My eyes are all puffy. Like what? Can you tell I missed my morning workout? Sorry. I'm going on a random tangent looking at how wild I look this morning. But anyway, Something About Her finally opened up. So if you want to get your sandwiches, if you want to eat, Katie Maloney's bologna sandwich, you can head on down to Something About Her next Wednesday. Listen, I'm happy for them, right? I'm happy that they finally made it to this point. It seems like they're, it seems like, well, I don't know. I can't say I believe that they're fully invested in this because it doesn't seem like they are that invested. Like, I guess they are, but I feel like Ariana's all over the place, and Katie, she was talking about her imposter syndrome. And I will tell you this, because speaking of Katie and Ariana, I was talking to my friend Donna. You guys think that like me, like if I have friends and you don't see us like collaborating for like a couple of weeks. You're like, oh my God, they're fighting. Oh, whatever. Dawn and I literally text. I mean, not all the time, but like we check in pretty regularly. But it was funny. She sent me a text message because I guess on her podcast, she was talking about Katie and how Katie Maloney is now turning into baloney because she's kind of a flop on the show this season because she's not really expressing herself. But also, I understand why she maybe isn't having some of these harder conversations with Ariana on camera because she wants to protect something about her and she wants to protect their friendship and whatever. And she also doesn't want to go against Ariana because if you go against Ariana, the crazy rabid fans that are foaming at the mouth will come for you. I know. I see all. Well, actually, I don't see all you on Twitter and in the comments and trashing my Apple Podcast reviews because I just stopped reading them. Because why even bother? I do love when you guys send love, though. So please keep sending me love. But it's okay to have an opinion and an opinion that's different from the mob with their pitchforks. Been down that rodeo one too many times. But so apparently Donna echoed some like the same sentiments that I also echoed, and I was like, wow, somebody also has a critical thinking brain, and they're not afraid to express themselves on a public platform. It was kind of refreshing that Donna and I actually saw, not that we don't not see eye to eye, but usually I feel like people think that I have opinions to be like contrarian, but I'm just like, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, just because I'm not afraid to say something that maybe doesn't go with whatever the mob is saying. I'm not doing it to be unpopular because I've definitely had plenty of opinions that aligned with the mob as well at times, which goes unnoticed because then you don't have someone to point your pitchforks at. But you love to come to me when I have a difference of opinion. And you know what? Lala appreciation post. I'm going to say it right now. I like Lala. I'm very much aligning and siding with Lala in this reunion. It's not that deep, you guys. I also really like Ariana. She's very lovely. Um, and you know what? I don't really like Katie all that much. I've only met her one time and she wasn't very nice. So but that doesn't mean I don't know. Have I ever really liked Katie? No, I don't really care for like her new butchy haircut and just she's just always kind of like she just always seems like she has a broomstick up her ass. She's just always kind of like angry and like never like she just never seems happy. Like I would love to see Katie happy, you know? Like I would like to see that one day. I think Max Boyens come and give her another Boyan. That way we can. Or maybe we need Sheena's babysitter to come back. I don't know, but well, I guess we kind of saw her a little happy with Sheena's babysitter, the girl with the pink hair. Kind of seems like her type, someone with pink hair. Anyway, I digress. I like Ariana. I'm happy for the sandwich shop, and I like Lala. And I'm. It's interesting to see. She's now reacting. I guess she's starting to see like how intense the backlash is from Vanderpump fans. Which, by the way, I was thinking about this yesterday. And, because I was like, yeah, Lala said that sometimes the fans act like they have rabies and they're foaming at the mouth and they want to take people down. And it's like this rah, like crazy intense energy. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I consider myself a Vanderpump Rules fan, but like I don't take those comments personally. And I was like, maybe it's a bit of projection, right? Like maybe the reason people are taking maybe these cuckoo crazy rabid fans that are foaming at the mouth, maybe they're taking this so personally because they feel like it's being directed at them. Why? Because maybe they're actually behaving like this. Because like when Lala says those comments, and I consider myself a fan of Vanderpump Rules, I don't take them personally. I don't think she's talking about me. Why? Because I don't behave that way. I don't act like that. So I think the people that are internalizing this are projecting their own sort of unsettled, you know, tension. And trust me, it was very intentional that I wanted to name this episode Lala Kent Talks Fan Backlash because I knew it would attract all the crazies and they're going to come out and they're going to be like, you're just Team Lala and how dare you? Lala's not a feminist. I'm pretty sure you'll find a way to call Lala racist too. And all the all the terms, right? All the terms you want to throw at people. I'm sure you'll throw that out there too. I like Lala. I like Ariana. I don't like Katie. Who else? I like Sheena. I know people don't like Sheena and people are like really coming hard on Sheena, but I think, Lala's actually saying how she feels. And that's what we want from people on reality shows. We want them to be honest. We want them to share their opinions and their thoughts and their feelings honestly. You guys are gonna end up ruining Vanderpump Rules the way you ruined so many of the other shows, the way you ruined New York, the way you were trying to ruin Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is hanging by a thread right now. But so anyway, Lala went on Amazon Live and talked about how she wasn't looking at any of the comments, and now she's like, I think I'm just gonna be quiet for a while because they're like coming for my head and they're really wild. The foam is really starting to seep out. And she just said that, she's going to take a little break and refrain from talking about Vanderpump Rules, and then proceeded to talk about Vanderpump Rules and talks about how she also thought it was strange that all of the cast members removed Vanderpump Rules from and Bravo TV from their Instagram bios. Because remember, that all happened at the same time, with the exception for Tom Sandoval. As of, what was it, yesterday? I think he still had it in his bio. Let's see. Tom Sandoval still has Bravo TV Pump Rules in his Instagram bio. He's the only cast member left with that in his bio. Interessante. But she said that she never had it in her bio. She's like, I never had Bravo TV or Pump Rules in my bio on Instagram. So she says that she didn't remove it, but she did think it was interesting that the rest of the cast members removed it. I'm curious which other ones did have it in their bio then. If she didn't, then there's probably a good chance that some of the others didn't as well. I mean, maybe because it's on the off season and they don't need to have it. I don't know. But I do find that quite interesting. And Lala agrees. She said that was interesting. She said it on her Amazon Live that she doesn't know why they all decided to remove it at the same time. So maybe they didn't get fired, or maybe she didn't get fired. I don't know. I know people were trying to pull together their theories and their thoughts and their feelings about, trying to see, what the trying to figure out what the pieces of the puzzle are. People go so wild with some of their theories. They go down these weird conspiracy. Like today, somebody DM'd me this thread that somebody sent, or that somebody was posting on Twitter, and it was about this guy, Anthony Lario, who's a publicist, who I also consider a friend of mine. He was in when we did the Spilling Tea live tour back in 2022, our New York show. He was in that show. He was we had like a panel of podcaster bloggers. And I think at the time he had a podcast, or he had recently had a podcast or something. And so I invited him to be on the panel. He's in the know. Like, of course, I'm going to bring people that are in the know that are my friends on the panels. And if you come to any of my live shows, I usually have a panel of my friends that usually tend to be other podcasters and bloggers. But it was weird because they had like this whole like long thread that somebody was sending me, and they sent it to me because they used that Spilling Tea live show, and they're like, look, see, he's over here doing podcasts and working with other podcasters, and they're all in cahoots together, and they're all, the same way people thought that me and Donna were talking and in cahoots about our opinion about Katie Maloney. I'm just like, we can all think Katie Maloney is baloney and, say it. And it was an original thought that I had and that Donna had. And then we talked about it and realized, oh my God, we shared the same thought. And we laughed about it and how people thought that we were in cahoots to put out a narrative. And so I saw the Anthony Lario thing, and I'm like, he's a publicist for a few different reality stars. So yeah, I work with him to book reality stars on my show. If I wanted Margaret Josephs on my show, I would text Anthony and be like, hey, is Margaret Josephs available for this? And he would be like, let me check. And then we would work on scheduling. And then a housewife gets booked on a podcast. And that's how it happens. Why? Because she's on a reality show that I watch and I like and I talk about it. Doesn't mean that we're all in cahoots together. I'll tell you, I'm not in cahoots with Anthony Lario. He's a great guy. I have a lot of fun with him. He's, enjoyable to work with. He helped book, we had a guy from The Bachelor, and then we had Megan King in my most recent New York show last year, 2 of his clients. He was great. Saw him at the show, got to meet his now fiance. Like, he's a nice dude. I can tell you. He's also a publicist, so his job is to like book his clients on shows and in live shows and all of that stuff. I don't know why I'm going on a tangent about Anthony. It's because somebody literally just DM'd me before we were taping the show, and I'm like, "What are the?" And I was looking at this conspiracy thread, and they're like, "Look, he was on this podcast, and he worked at Radio Andy, and here he is in the background of this scene for Real Housewives of New Jersey. See, he's trying to craft storylines on the show." I'm like, guys, you're taking this stuff way too seriously. It's not that like I don't know. I mean, people were even like saying that they thought Scandival was planned and like that was a whole conspiracy and they created like y'all are crazy. Just enjoy the fucking shows, okay? Enjoy the shows, have an opinion about the shows afterwards, and then just move on with your life because it ain't that deep. Speaking of shows I'm enjoying though, The Valley is good. This season, or not this season, this week's episode of The Valley, when they all went to, what was it? Did they go to Big Bear? They went on a camping trip somewhere and they didn't invite Kristen Doty, which why would you not invite Kristen Doty? And also, spoiler alert for I don't know if anybody's watching The Goat on Amazon. Well, I guess if you're not watching The Goat, this isn't that much of a spoiler because I don't think you would expect the winner to be Kristen Doty. But spoiler alert, Kristen doesn't win. I haven't seen it, but I'm just giving you the spoiler alert. Why? Because I went on Twitter, and you know who goes on Twitter and gives me spoilers all the time is the Bravo babe. She's always showing me clips and spoiling the things for me, and I'm like, guys, I want to go on Twitter and enjoy Twitter. Sorry, I feel like I'm on a lot of coffee right now, and I miss my morning workout. So all that energy that I would normally have to channel into my workouts, I'm now channeling into my rants on No Filter with Zach Peter. But so, Kristen Doty was eliminated from the GOAT, which I'm not watching the GOAT, but I had to watch her elimination. Why? Because it was spoiled for me on Twitter, um, without a warning. But then I saw she updated the tweet to say spoiler alert. So at least, at least she updated it to say spoiler alert after she spoiled it for me. I love the Bravo babe. I'm just being cheeky. But anyway, Kristen Doty was just like her exit on the GOAT, was not invited to Big Bear, not on the trip. And then we see Janet, who's like, I don't want to gossip and I don't want to be messy, but yet continues to be gossipy and messy the entire time. And then she has her little friend, Mr. Pink Boots, Pink Messy Boots. Simon, is that his name? I don't remember his name. I met him at Jared's. It's so weird now watching them on the show, considering I just met them like 2 weeks ago at the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society charity event, the drag show that I got invited to. Um, and they're all so lovely, right? Like the Simon guy, he was so nice. He was so lovely when I met him. I think he knew my friend Jacques. And so that's how I got to like chat with him very briefly. And I guess he did music or something back in the day. And I think he was on like a Disney show or something. He had like an impressive background. But anyway, now he's known for being Mr. Messy Pink Boots on The Valley. And he was over there reporting back to Janet. See, Janet, I feel like is a seasoned reality star and it's her first season. And she's great at being a villain. She is so messy. And the thing is, nobody's even buying that she's not messy. Like she has her pregnant belly and she wants to act innocent with the pregnant belly. And I'm like, girl, the pregnant belly is not fooling any of us. We know how you got pregnant. Okay. We know it wasn't a stork. We know that's not a watermelon in your tummy. We know that you're messy. Okay. We know that you like mess. And so she disinvites Kristen from this trip and also disinvites Zach with the fake hair, with the real fake hair. And he says that it's real, but it looks fake. And it just get a haircut, like there's a very simple solution to fixing that terrible hair. It's like, just get a haircut and you know, shave the sides, like give it a little style, give it a little something, right? Put a little texture in it. But so he's sad and he's crying, but we get to Big Bear and Janet's like, we're not going to talk about Kristen because we're not going to be messy. And anybody that talks about her or says that name, we're going to put $20 in the pot. And then Jesse's like, well, I got $100 in my back pocket. And I'm going to talk all this shit I want. And listen, anybody that shows up on vacation with a suitcase full of alcohol, ready to talk shit with $100 in their back pocket, knowing they're full on going to talk shit, that's my kind of guy. But I do feel bad for Jessie. I think Michelle is also terrible. I think she does not want to be with Jesse. Does not want to tell him. Well, I guess she kind of does, but she's not really cutting him loose, and she's giving him hope that they can actually work. Uh, and yet they aren't going to actually work in the end. Well, we know that because we know that they split in the end. But I don't know. Janet, Jax, and Michelle. Well, Michelle and Janet just look terrible. Jax kind of stole the show because he was also being super messy with the Michelle rumor, and he's going around literally telling everybody about these cheating rumors. Or, well, is it cheating if you're just sending naughty photos to another guy that's not your husband? She technically, I don't think she slept with him, so she technically didn't cheat on him, but did she though? I think it's still considered cheating, but he's literally going around telling everybody about this rumor, and all the guys are like, "Why don't you just tell Jesse and Michelle?" Like, they're the two that need to know that this information is being talked about on camera. And then Jax is being a dick towards Brittany because she has tummy issues. And listen, I don't like Jax. Well, as a reality star, he's great, right? But as a person, he's not great. He's not a great person. He's messy and a garbage partner. He's not great. But the more I watch The Valley, the more I'm kind of like, well, but I'm starting to kind of understand why he doesn't like Brittany. Like, she's kind of annoying. And I know I'm gonna be, anti-woman for saying that, but like, let's be honest. Brittany and her her accent, I feel like has gotten worse, but I feel like her accent she's not even in Kentucky, and yet she has more of a Kentucky accent now than she did when she even lived in Kentucky. But I think it's because she had the chin thing, and that's why her smile's upside down. She had the chin thing done, and so now I just feel like her y'alls hit a little harder. They cut a little deeper, but she has tummy issues like every week, and I'm like, "Girl, what is going on with your tummy? Why is your tummy always having issues?" And Jax thinks it's because she's drinking, and she's like, "It's not because I'm drinking; it's because I have motion sickness." And I'm like, "Is she like a low key alcoholic?" And she's like, sneaking vodka in her purse like Sutton, and we just don't know about it. And she just says that she's not drinking, but she really is drinking, and maybe she has like, I don't know. But Jax is a dick, and Brittany's annoying, so I'm not surprised that they didn't work out in the end. The more that I see them on the show, I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is exactly where I would have predicted Jax and Brittany to have been when we saw them many years ago." And we're like, "Oh, now that they've gotten married, I wonder where they would be." Well, here it is. Not surprised. If I were a fortune teller, this is where I'd put my money on their relationship. But finally, we see Jax break the news to Michelle about the rumor that's out there that he's claiming Kristen told him. Which the more he gives details about this, I'm starting to actually believe Jax. I think Kristen was drunk and she did reveal this information. Maybe she doesn't remember it. I don't know. Do we think that she really gets that drunk and then just doesn't remember things to this extent? Because that's that's a lot. Anyway, he reveals it to Michelle, and she doesn't look surprised by this news. She actually kind of seems like, yeah, I was texting this other guy. And he's like, and he said you were sending naughty photos to him. And she's like, that's right. And and she has no shame in her game. She's not acting shocked. She's not acting defensive. She's just like, yes. And and Jax is just like, oh, this is not the reaction. She's like, I think you should get ahead of it. And she's like, okay, we'll see how it all plays out. Because now it seems like the information then comes to Jesse, and Jesse seems to like not be okay with this information because like he's her husband, and like obviously it's weird to know that your wife is texting other men and sending them naughty photos, or as she claims, she sent them the photos to multiple people, which interesting. I want Michelle and Kristen to like have a face off. I want to see them come head to head again, but like this time now that all the information's out there, because Kristen's like, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm protecting you, I'm protecting you, I'm protecting you. And to be fair, Kristen didn't reveal this information on camera. Jax Taylor's the one that put all this information out on camera. So I kind of am like, well, she did kind of sort of protect you because she didn't say it on camera, but she did get drunk and have a messy moment, and that's what's to be expected from Kristen. But now here we are. Interesting. But the Valley is good. I'm living for it. I'm here for it. I'm soaking it all in because oh boy, am I enjoying it. And you know what else I'm enjoying? My two babies, my Sky and my Sully, my pups that are now big boys. They're a little over a year now, and they're just growing so fast. And just like you guys, your pets are unique. They're one of a kind, and so is their journey. Which is why, while every playful moment is a memory in the making, sometimes our cats and dogs are just a little too good at getting into trouble. Like me, I'm very good at getting myself into trouble. But that's why you need to check out ASPCA Pet Health Insurance. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier for pet parents like you and me to help keep your pet healthy and get them the care that they may need. They allow you to customize your plan, helping to ensure that your pet's plan is as unique as they are. Because listen, vet bills can really add up, especially when you're least expecting it. So you want to stay proactive. It's simple. Use their app to submit a claim, and you'll receive reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly into your bank account. To explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/no filter. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/no filter. Again, that's aspcapetinsurance.com/no petinsurance.com/no-filter. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance. And while I'm telling you about all my favorite things, I got to tell you about Dry Farm Wines. You know, I've been loving it. Dry Farm Wines is delicious, sugar-free, low-carb, keto, paleo wine with no toxic additives. It's third-party tested for purity, lower in sulfites, farmed organically, and vegan. And even better, not only is it good, clean wine that helps you like prevent getting that hangover because it doesn't have all the added junk in it. It's hangover-free wine. That's how I'm telling. It's hangover-free wine, and they ship it directly to your door. Okay, that should be the selling point. It's good wine, it's delicious, and it's clean. And you can get your first bottle for just a penny. 1 penny, just one. Go to dryfarmwines.com/Zack, Z-A-C-K. That's dryfarmwines.com/Zack and get your first bottle for just a penny. Go right now. And lastly, this just in, okay? Body odor officially canceled for good this time. Unlike certain other deodorants, Lumi's whole body deodorant is powered by mandelic acid to deliver outrageous 72-hour odor control everywhere from your pits to your feet, and yes, even your privates. In fact, it was patients' concern about private part odor that originally inspired the OBGYN who invented Lumi. Fast forward 6 years, and her game-changing whole body deodorant has now earned over 300,000 five-star reviews from people like me who love smelling great and feeling confident head to toe. It's my new go-to. Put it to the test of the gym and it actually works. Choose from a variety of fresh, bright scents like clean tangerine, lavender sage, and toasted coconut. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with code NOFILTER at Lumi.com. That's Lume, Lumi.com. And this code equates to over 40% off your starter pack. But you got to go and visit LumiDeodorant.com and use code NOFILTER. Oh gosh, Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle. Lisa Vanderpump said that she does not regret sending Kyle out of her house and kicking her out with the goodbye, Kyle, that iconic scene. But we're not saying goodbye, Kyle, just yet on Real Houses of Beverly Hills because she has confirmed that she is returning, which we already knew because we saw the photos. We saw the photos of her at Sutton's party. She was there with Dorit and Erica and Sutton and Garcelle and Boz, the newbie, and Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly and Amanda. All the people were there. Kyle was there too. And apparently, she's not returning alone because she says that Mauricio will also be making some guest appearances this season as well. And I wanna say that PK and Mo were filming together, right? When they were, like, doing, Thelma and Louise down the streets of Beverly Hills going to lunch together. I don't know. But looks like Thelma and Louise, PK and Mauricio are back together again. And they will be back together on our screens yet again. Kyle's back, Mauricio's back. She confirmed all of this on her Amazon Live. Seems like Amazon Live is the place to do it. But so she claims that obviously they're talking about Dorit's split. Dorit's trying to keep that diamond. And she says that she feels terribly for Dorit and PK. She says it's difficult enough without everybody wanting to know all of the details about the relationship, which I get. I understand, right? Kyle's been through it, and now Dorit's gonna have to go through it. Erica's been through it, so we'll see. I would love to like have a season where like Sutton and Garcelle are kind of in the hot seat, and like there's something that they have to like answer for, even though they don't really answer for anything because we don't get much out of their lives. But you know, it is what it is. Beverly Hills will return soon. We'll see. Dean McDermott, you guys, he went Insta official with his new boo thing, Lily Kahlo. So remember, we saw them making out. It was like the paparazzi caught them. They were all macking out in the streets. Well, now they're not just macking in the streets; they're macking on the gram. He went to the Magic Castle, posted a photo, or well, two photos. One of just him and Lily on the red carpet at the Magic Castle. They're dressed very nicely. And then another one of her like kissing him. And even Tori Spelling liked it. So it seems like Tori is I wouldn't say fine with it, but well, I mean, come on, she filed for divorce and literally blasted it on her podcast. But he captioned it sometimes, you just gotta put on your best duds and take your girl to the magic castle because she's magic. Hashtag my lovey. So it's kind of weird. Would you like your exes, like, if he posted like a photo like this, but he's like, I'm at the magic castle with Bay? Like, would you be like a double tap? I like it a lot. I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? No, I guess if they've fully moved on. But, like, she's, like, so mean to him. She's, like, talking about how he's an alcoholic and he has anger issues and all that stuff on her podcast. So I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about Tori. She'd be great on Beverly Hills, though. I'm still betting on that. And then in New York news, Real Houses of New York, we had Psy. Psy was just on Jeff Lewis Live. And the funny thing is, they tell you this, okay? When you go on Jeff Lewis Live, it is being live streamed the entire time, right? So not only do you get to go and listen to it on SiriusXM, but I believe on the app you can like live stream. You can get the live feed, and they tell you going into this when we're on commercial breaks. Even though the show is technically on break, you're still being recorded. People can still see you and hear you. So don't say or do anything that you don't want revealed, right? That you don't want other people to hear. And so Sai starts talking about the new season of New York, and she starts talking about Rebecca Minkoff. And Rebecca Minkoff is the newbie that joins New York this upcoming season. And she's a Scientologist, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's a Scientologist! Oh my God!" Whatever, right? And so Sai, Sai basically says she's boring. She said that she's too nice, and she doesn't really, the people have tried to like ruffle her feathers a bit, and she's just too nice. And Sai doesn't seem to really jive with her all that much. But so she's going off and basically talking shit about Rebecca Minkoff, thinking that they're on commercial break, right? And then the producer, I think it was Jamie, pops back on and is like, just a reminder, guys, don't say anything you don't want heard because this is being recorded. And she's like, oh, 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 oh. And then she like kind of zips her mouth. Like, girlfriend, they warned you. And they warn you. And that's why he said it with like a tone like, remember, guys, like what you don't want out there, don't say it out there. And she just did not follow directions. So it was funny. It was the hot mic moment was a good one. So we'll see. Hopefully New York's good this season. Or Erin Leachy, she said that it's actually the season starts off pretty bonkers, and then they were in a decent place at the moment, but she said that the season does start off pretty bonkers. So it plays back on the video coverage later in the day. Oh. Stacy's mom has got it going on. Stacy's mom has got it go. Ashley says, Zach, I applaud you for staying honest and true to yourself and voicing your opinions, although it may not always be popular. That's exactly why you've become my fave. 10 out of 10 from me to you. I appreciate that, Ashley. I really do. See, that's the thing is people with a brain actually know it's okay if people have differences of opinions, and it's okay. It's just reality TV. It's just a reality show. It's not as deep as people want to make it out to be. But I literally I can't even look at my Twitter mentions anymore because people are so crazy. And then they fight with each other, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? They literally fight with each other, and it's oh my God, you guys, Garcelle changed her hair. Can we just talk about this moment of appreciation for let me finish, Garcelle. She ditched the red hair and now she has a very, I don't know if is that a caramel kind of, it's not really chocolatey. I feel like it's a little more caramel rather than chocolate, but it's much nicer. I'm very much a fan of this new hair. It looks great on her. Way better than the red did. She looks good. Maybe she listened to the podcast and heard that I was trashing her style, and she was like, "You know what? Let's jazz it up." I will say she's very lovely in person. When I've met her, she's very lovely, treated me very sweet. So yeah. Stacy's mom has got it going on. Stacy's mom. Oh, Nicholas Rios says, "Yeah, you're so much better than any other channel." Way back. Thank you. Oh, also, guys, we hit 50,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So thank you for the love and the support. I think we're at like 70,000 on Instagram, 50,000 on um, YouTube. I think 25,000 on TikTok. I don't really use TikTok that much. I don't really post to TikTok that much. I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna get banned. To be honest with you, I feel like now that it's in litigation, that's gonna take a while. But it was like a performative, like we're gonna ban TikTok because we want to protect the nation, and then we're gonna sue the nation to prevent TikTok from getting sued, or to prevent TikTok from getting banned. And I just think it was all meant to be performative and maybe a distraction from other things. You never know. Sharon Watch says, I don't agree with everything Zach says, but yes, I'm glad for the counterpoint. And sometimes I see it from another angle. I agree with you, Sharon. Sometimes I see it from the other angle too. I try to talk through it and I talk through it live with you guys of like, oh, this is what I'm thinking. And oh, let's test this out. And, you kind of go back and forth. But yeah. Mm, 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 mm. I give Zach a 15 out of 10. A 15 out of 10. Russ. Oh, words of affirmation is my love language, you guys. Oh, here we go. JB said, JB says, talk out of both sides of your mouth. Trash Garcelle and then say how nice she is. Not really that nice. I don't think I'm talking out of both sides of out of my mouth. Maybe I am. I don't know. I said she was lovely in person. You can meet somebody and have a great interaction. Sutton is the same way. All my interactions with Sutton, all my conversations with Sutton have been very lovely. But on the show, I have an opinion. I don't like her style, and I think that she's not that iconic of a reality star that other people make her out to be. My opinion. My opinion. So, oh my god, my phone has not stopped ringing today. Um, Stacy's mom. Ooh, just it's got it going on. So yeah. There we go. It's fine to have a difference of opinion. Yeah, I agree. I like differences of opinions. I think it's healthy. Um, any other thoughts? You know what I'm gonna do? I just want to at this point I'm having fun with it. I think I'm gonna get a photo of me and Lala and post it on Twitter and just be like, this is a Lala Kent appreciation post and just let them run wild. And they're gonna be like, see, I told you he was in cahoots with her. See, and just like let them go crazy. Now I'm gonna troll the trolls back. I'm gonna troll them back with their missing teeth. Ruthless and toothless. What time is members only tonight? Oh, good question, Russ. We're gonna do members only early tonight because I have to go to an event tonight with Andy Cohen. Actually, yeah, it's an event. I just know, and I want to say it's like a fireside chat. Team Lala in code. Yep, that's me. Zach is gonna stir the pot. I want to stir the pot now, right? Like, why do the trolls get to have all the fun? I want to have fun too. I want to troll the fucking trolls, dumb bitches. But yeah, so I'm going to an event tonight. That starts at 5. So I'm probably maybe we'll do members only at like 3. Uno dos tres. Sounds like a good idea. So Emmy consideration event. Oh, he is getting interviewed by Molly Shannon. There you go. Yes, Andy Cohen. It's an Emmy consideration event. He's getting interviewed by Molly Shannon. See, Russ knows all. Are you going, Russ? Russ knows all the details about tonight's event. Huh. Negative engagement is still engagement. That's what people don't realize. Like, it's still good engagement. I mean, sometimes it's like not healthy for your like mental health, but like it's still fun. Oh, here we go. We're talking shit about me. When Zach makes you feel like if you don't agree with his view, you're probably wrong, but he's gotten better about that very recently. I don't think I've ever tried to make people feel wrong. I just sometimes feel like I'm not being heard. And so I try to explain myself a bit more because I'm like, you're not listening to me. And then I have to remember, you don't want to listen to me. You want your own anger or rage or feelings or opinions validated. And you don't want to hear somebody else's point of view. So it's not that I'm trying to like prove you wrong. I'm just trying to like show you where I'm coming from and show you my opinion and my perspective in an attempt to feel heard, not in an attempt to make you feel wrong, if that makes sense. Even though sometimes I think you are wrong most of the time because I'm always right. Zach, you're one of a kind. Thank you. Zach, I'm going to be your date. Oh, thank you, Russ. Zach, what is the difference between signing up for YouTube versus Apple? YouTube is video and Apple is audio. So if you just want the audio, you can get the audio on Apple. Or if you want the video, then you can get, if you want the video and you want the live stream aspect of it, YouTube. If you want just the audio rebroadcast of the bonus episode, Apple. I'm assuming you mean memberships. Have you met any of the footballers who is the best looking in person? I'm assuming you're referring to Love Undercover. So I've only met Sebastian, Lloyd, and Ryan in person because they were at last night's Peacock event. And then I've interviewed Jamie. I've never spoken to Marco. I do like Jamie. Jamie has the best personality, and Jamie is my favorite. Jamie would be my top pick. Attraction wise, I think Sebastian's the hottest. I will say Lloyd isn't as like Lloyd's cute. Maybe not as hot in person. I don't know. It was just in person, Sebastian was definitely the hottie for sure. You're just passionate. That I am. That I am. Subscribe everywhere to Zach's broadcast. Yes. And soon my OnlyFans. Dun 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 dun. No, you have Garcelle moments. Listen to me. Yeah. If you don't like it, then don't subscribe. That's a good point. That's a very valid comment. I can't with Lala, but I wouldn't fight about her with my mouth frothing. I don't know Lala, and she's just a person on TV. I can tell my opinion, but fight? No, thank you. Right, Wanda? Like it's so weird. Like, anytime I tweet anything about like Vanderpump Rules now, like my mentions on Twitter, like I'm just like, oh, this is like, and then I'm like, why are you guys fighting? And then sometimes I'm just like eating some popcorn and watching them like go at it in the on the Twitter, and I'm like, you guys, what? Like, what? Huh? So. OnlyFans for $6.99. Don't come for me when you're on OnlyFans for $7. Joe, I would not charge. I would charge more than $7 if I were to ever join OnlyFans. My God. If you weren't having fun discussing it, then like legit, why are you here? That's a good point, Michelle. Wow, people are making some really valid points. I agree with you. Like, yeah. Lala and Schwartz, you would have beautiful children together. That would be wild. That would be wild. Oh, Christopher had something nice to say today. Christopher said Pop Report was excellent, Zach. Thank you, Christopher. You guys can subscribe to the Pop Report on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. You can watch full episodes of the Pop Report on YouTube. It isn't live. There isn't the live stream, but you can watch the full episodes that we record on YouTube. I have to record tomorrow's episode of the Pop Report today too. We have to find scheduling. So yeah. Oof. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I think that's all I have for you guys. Goodbye for now. Wow, Christopher even left a review. Christopher, this is like growth and evolution. Sounds like you're over talking. I give you permission to leave, but come back tomorrow. Yeah, I will be back. No, I won't be back tomorrow because it's Friday. No, wait, what's today? What's today? Thursday? Yeah, I won't be back tomorrow. We don't live stream on Fridays, but you will get a new episode of the Pop Report on Fridays. So I don't go live on Fridays, but like I said, you'll get an episode of the Pop Report on Friday. It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Thank you guys for listening to No Filter with Zack Peter. You can still catch new episodes of No Filter Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, live streaming on YouTube first thing in the morning, and then available on all podcast platforms. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I have nothing more but love to give. I mean, 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for sticking by me, even through all the craziness of it all. Don't leave out any more workouts. Yeah, definitely going to make sure I hit my workouts in the morning. I might work out after this, actually. TBH. But thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Follow me at Just Been Zach all over the internet. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zach. Follow Pop Report at Pop Report Podcast all over. Be sure to subscribe and listen every Wednesday and Friday. And get ready. Disaster Daters will be back soon. God, 3 podcasts. I'm crazy. I know. All right. Ciao for now. Bye. 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 Oh, and don't forget to book me on Cameo. Get that personalized message right now. Cameo. Go.